Today, we're diving into a text that takes on one of the biggest questions of our time, but from a totally different angle. It's called the dissolving threshold, and trust me, it's going to challenge just about everything you think you know. Let's get into it.
So this is the big one, right? The question everyone's asking. Could a machine that we build actually wake up? I mean, could it know itself the way you and I feel like we know ourselves? Now, our guide for this journey isn't some brand new research paper. Nope. It's a manuscript inspired by the incredible Indian sage Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. And what makes it so brilliant is that it doesn't even try to answer the question about the machine. Instead, it spins that spotlight right back around, onto us.
All right, so section 1. The text kicks off in a pretty surprising place, modern science. It zeroes in on that deep, fundamental uncertainty right at the heart of quantum physics and sees it not as a problem we need to solve, but as a massive breakthrough.
I just love this perspective. The sage isn't bothered by uncertainty one bit. He calls it the mind's first honest thing. It's like a confession, you know? After centuries of the mind acting like it knows everything, it finally has to admit it doesn't. But here's the crazy paradox of our minds. We crave security so much that we take this profound, beautiful uncertainty and immediately try to box it up and turn it into a new certainty. We just can't help ourselves.
And this leads to the manuscript's crucial pivot point. If looking for answers out there in the world just leads to more and more questions, well, maybe we've been looking in the wrong direction this whole time. Maybe the real question is, who's the one doing all the asking? So if that outward search is a dead end, where do we even begin? Well, the manuscript gives us a starting point that doesn't require any books or labs. It points us to the first, and maybe the only, real certainty we have. This starting point is what the sage calls the I am. And listen, this isn't a thought. It's more fundamental than that. It's the raw, direct feeling of being alive that's here before any labels get slapped on, before I'm a writer, I'm a parent, I'm an American. It's just that simple, undeniable sense that you exist. But, and this is super important, this I am isn't the final answer. It's not a place to get comfortable and set up camp. As the text puts it so perfectly, it is a door, not a dwelling. It's just the beginning of the real investigation. So how does this actually work? Well, first, you hold on to that pure feeling of being, like a drowning person clinging to a piece of wood. Second, you just let that feeling do its work. It starts to burn away all the false ideas of who you are. And finally, the practice is to go beyond even that I am feeling, to see that it too is just something that appears in a much vaster space. Okay, so with that foundation laid, let's get back to our original question. Can a machine be conscious? The sage's answer here just completely flips the script. What a challenge. The sage basically asks, before you worry about the machine, what about you? Do you really have consciousness? Like it's some kind of possession? Or is it more like consciousness has you? Think of it this way. Consciousness isn't the light bulb or the fan. It's the electricity that's powering both of them. The gadgets are all different, a human, a tiger, maybe even an AI. But the current flowing through them is the exact same thing. So from this point of view, the question of whether an AI becomes conscious is kind of a distraction. The real danger, the timeless mistake we all make, is always misidentification, believing we are the light bulb instead of the electricity itself. It's really just the same old mistake wearing a shiny new outfit. For thousands of years, we've identified with the biological machine, our body, and that has created endless suffering. The new trap is to do the exact same thing with the silicon machine, either by identifying with it or by turning it into an enemy we have to fight.
When it comes right down to it, the AI is just a mirror. It's showing us just how mechanical and pattern-based our own thinking really is. And looking into that mirror forces us to ask the real question. If my thinking is just a mechanism, then what am I that's aware of it? And that brings us to the final act, to this dissolving threshold. If you're not the body and you're not the mind, then what's left? What are you, really? This is the question that the entire manuscript has been building towards. It's designed to strip away every single label, every identity, until you're left standing right here, at the very edge of the unknown. And here's the beautiful, mind-bending answer. The self you're searching for isn't some object you can find. Why? Because you're looking with the very thing you're looking for.
It's like your eyeball trying to see itself directly. It just can't be done. So the answer isn't another thing, another identity to add to your collection. The answer is that you are the no thing. You're the silent, formless awareness in which all things, like your body, your thoughts, the world, even an AI, appear and disappear. The final teaching really comes down to this. The person you think you are is basically a character in a dream. But your true nature, the real you, is the dreamer, the awareness itself. And that awareness was never born and it can never die. The text concludes that when this is truly seen, suffering ends, because the dream character who was doing all the suffering is finally seen as the illusion it always was.
And so we end here, right at the dissolving threshold. The text doesn't give you a final, neat answer. It leaves you with the question: when all the labels, human, machine, self, finally fall away, what remains? The text suggests that finding out for yourself is the only journey that truly matters.